Hello everyone and welcome to the Chicagoland Speedway. We are here for the 17th race of the 5th season of the AKG Cup Series, and more importantly, it is the first race of the 8-race chase. We're here for the Camping World 400, and this race, it's always been a chase race and doesn't change this year, and I'm really looking forward to this one. It's always been an entertaining one, and really think that this race will be up there tonight in terms of one of the better Chicagoland races. This is the first time since season 1 or 2, the very early years, since we've had a night race here at the Chicagoland Speedway, which adds a new wrinkle to the race, and be very interesting to see how it all goes down. We have 16 chase drivers who will be competing for the championship, and they're scattered throughout the field. A lot of them are starting up at the front, but some of them starting a bit further back than they would like. Some of them starting a bit abnormally back down the order, and they will have to do some work to make their way up towards the front. And this race is it's vital, because you want to get yourself off on the right foot here to start this chase, and it'll be very interesting to see who can come out on top by the end of this one. 67 laps of action, and I really think this is going to be a very, very entertaining race. And the starting lineup, as per always, will be rolling on the bottom of your screen. Jake Rogers is on the pole for the first time this season, believe it or not. He starts from the pole. Joining him, the number 39 of Dominic Anthony. So 2 chase drivers starting from the front row. Row 2, 2 non-chasers, 2 hair gel Chevys. William Brock barely missed the chase, but looking to end the season on a hot streak. And Diego Yepes in the number 47. Row 3, another hair gel Chevy. Their third car starts from 5th. Charlie Davenport in the 42. And the third chaser in the field, the number 72 of Henry Gore, will start from 6th. Row 4, 2 chasers. Brandon Bent, the defending champion, 2-time series champion, and the number 96 of Benny Watson in his second consecutive chase appearance. Row 5, Jack Porkins, one of 2 drivers to have made the chase in every season of the series. He starts from 9th, and 2-time winner this year, Julio Caesar, will start from 10th. Row 6, Alexander Rowe, 4 wins on the year. First chase appearance for him in the number 51. He's 11th, and the number 2 of Cody Smart, former pole sitter here back in season 1. Row 7, Eli Bright, the Daytona 500 champion, making his first appearance in the chase, and the number 14 of Tristan Allen, the other driver, who has been in the chase in every season. Row number 8, Kelly Lee in the number 76, barely missed the chase as well, was 1 point out. She'll be joined by Zakoma Yassi in the 16th position. Row 9, a couple of chase drivers, Kian Raleigh, the new look iRacing Chevy. He's been in the chase in every season he's been a part of, and Noah Clifton in his first chase appearance, the Charlotte winner, will start from 18th. And rounding out the top 20, Colin Denton missed out on tiebreaker making the chase. He will start from 19th. And Richard Fridge in his first season was in the chase. He'll start from 20th. Look back here, Jamie Rose, Dawson Miller, and Simon Nichols, 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. So, be interesting to see how they go throughout the field. The rest of the starting line, of course, rolling on the bottom of your screen. 67 laps, and this race is so vital. You know, it's a shorter chase this year, of course. Last year and every season prior to that, the chase has been 10 races. You know, you had a little bit more time to, you know, if you had a bad race, you could recover. But this season's a little bit harder to do so, because there are less races in the chase. So this race here at Chicagoland, it is so important to go out there and get a good start, all things considered. You see the rest of the starting lineup. Back of the field, Austin Johnson, Brandon Nelson, and then rounding out the grid, Arthur Xavier and Trey Wright in the number 35. And you'll see the DQs this week, Logan Williams and David Johnson. Race 17 and 24, it's the first chase race of the season. 67 laps. There's your previous winners on the screen. 3 previous winners in the field. So do keep an eye on them throughout this race. But there will be 2 chase drivers on the front row. Jake Rogers, Dominic Anthony, who will lead the field to green. And there we go. Green flags out, and we are underway in the chase at Chicagoland. Off of turn 4, down the front straightaway. Who's going to get at the line? I think it is the 98 of Rogers, and it is. The 98 leads the first lap of action, but he might not have the lead for much longer because here comes William Brock. He will clear, and here comes his teammate Charlie Davenport as the 39 of Dominic Anthony was all over the back of that 42. They keep it all together. As Brock very high, and he actually gets the wall a little bit off of turn 4, and they're going to be side by side for the lead, and Charlie Davenport actually leads at the line, so Brock's gonna, well, got really affected as he got that wall pretty hard on that outside. We got 3 wide here. Brandon Bent trying to make some moves early on, the defending series champion, looking for his 3rd championship in 5 seasons. Couldn't quite get that to work, as now Anthony, well, truly alongside William Brock, and you kind of want to be in the middle groove. You see more 3 wide, maybe 4 wide. Be careful, bit of contact between the DW teammates, Rogers and Bent. They keep it all straight. That's the best thing to see. But here at Chicagoland as well, the middle lane typically is where it's typically the best place to be. Here comes Watson in the 96. He's going to go to the inside here at the 27. Brandon Bent. This is for the 3rd position. See, a little bit higher as well is also pretty good to be. As now Brock continuing to fall back out to the wall again. The 3 wide, but they're going to keep it all together. Although Porkins and Allen, the 71 and the 14, they're going to fall back on that outside lane as a result of William Brock hitting that outside wall enough. It looks like they're going to keep it. Brock's going to get back in line. Here we go for the lead. Dominic Anthony and the number 39 in his 3rd chase appearance in 5 seasons. He's going to be side by side and will lead that lap. So he takes the lead here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Here goes Davenport back to the inside. Didn't take him long to get back to the inside. And Hedgehog Motorsports, I know Brock and Yepes, they've kind of, you see Yepes back in there, but Brock's falling back. But the cars look quick this weekend, starting 3rd through 5th, respectively. Considering they've had some qualifying issue at times throughout the years. Good run for them. Watson's up into 2nd. Guar's trying to get to the inside of his teammate for the 3rd position, I should say. So here we go, battle for the lead. Watson to the inside of Davenport. They're going to be side by side down the back straight away. And I think when Watson will clear this 42, and Gore's got oh, big crash! Back straight away, Cody Smart. That is Jamie Rose involved, a chase driver. Tanya Breyer in the 56, I think, and I think I saw Steinbach as well involved in that. And Cody Smart was definitely spinning on the back straight away. The caution flag is out. Watson is the race leader in the 96, and I think we're going to have some pit stops here very early in the piece, but we might not. We'll have to see. I think they should, because, well, some guys might stay out here because it's still very early days in this race, but they might not. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so 96 is going to come down. Most of the leaders are going to come down. I think everyone's going to come down here. I'd be surprised if, yeah, everyone's going to come down this time. And particularly, I mean, for guys like Brock who hit the wall all the time, you know, need to get those repairs now rather than later. As Watson will lead them down pit road, the number 96. We'll see if it, because sometimes, you know, you might see 2 tires, we might see 4 tires. It'll be an interesting strategy here. Oh, when he actually gets hit a little bit coming in, you see a bit of damage there on the 96. He got run into by Brandon Bent. They actually got that repaired pretty quickly. Wasn't that bad of a hit, of course, but everything's all under control. And Watson win the race off pit road. Davenport's jumped Gore, and then I think it was Rogers and Caesar. The top 5. So the leaders took 2 tires there on that round of pit stop, and I'm pretty sure that some guys would have taken 4 on that round anyway. But be interesting to see how it goes on the restart. Let's take a look what happened to trigger the first caution of the night at the Camping World 400 at Chicagoland. Well, here's what happened. 4 wide off of turn 2, and that's never going to work at most tracks. Certainly not here at Chicagoland. A bit of Breyer comes up. Steinbach has to go up into, and it just Cody Smart's just got nowhere to go. You see Breyer comes down, gets into Xavier. Breyer goes back up into Steinbach, and Jamie Rose, who is a long way back down the order in the number 40. Certainly getting a lot of front end damage and putting her in a bad position now for the rest of this race. But really it was a minor crash. They got it pretty well sorted in a few seconds. A few spins, bit of damage there, but wasn't too bad in the grand scheme of things. Here's Roses on board. Yeah, I mean, no, I can't do much about that. You know, nowhere to go. Wrong place, wrong time for the 40. And there's real time, and you see Steinbach, just gets squeezed up into the wall by Breyer. As Breyer spins back up the racetrack, and Cody Smart will be pretty frustrated by that. To be honest, 4 wide, didn't do much wrong. Look at the damage on Jamie Rose's number 40. Let's take you back to the first restart of the night. Coming back to the green this time, Benny Watson's the race leader, Charlie Davenport is second, Henry Gore, Jake Rogers, and Brandon Bent round out the top 5. No one's out of the race after that accident. Some guys and gals up and down the field have damage, and you know, bit of interesting strategy here. You see the guys up front, all these guys towards the front of the field, they took 2 tyres on their round of pit stop. They took right sides only. While some of the guys down the order that were up in the front, Dominic Anthony, Alexander Rowe, they took 4. So do keep an eye out on them. It'll be interesting to see how, you know, if they can move through the field or not. It's an interesting call to make very early in the race, but might work out for them, might not. We'll have to wait and see. It'll be interesting now. Lap traffic may come into play because of the damage that guys like Steinbach, guys like Rose and all them, you know, the amount of damage they might come into play later on. We'll have to wait and see. Pace cars on pit road. Benny Watson's the race leader. He's going to lead us back to the green. Green flag. We're back underway here at Chicagoland. Wasting no time to the inside. Charlie Davenport wants the race lead back off that number 96, and looks like he's going to get it. Side by side down the back straight away, and looks like the 42 will get it. Gore's trying to shoot the gap there, 3 wide, as Watson's going to end up in the outside wall, and Eli Bright too. So 2 of the NS Racing cars in the wall, and Watson is falling back a big time. It's much like what happened to William Brock early in the race. As here goes Rogers, the pole sitter, making his way back up, now up into the second position, or at least trying to get back up into the second position. He's got help though. He's got Caesar right behind him, pushing him down into turn 3. Caesar looking to benefit from that. He's going to go to the inside here, the 98. And they're going to be side by side here for second. And out down into through the triangle into turns 1 and 2. It looks like the 25 will get it, and he does. How about Porkins here? 71 lost a race here in season 3 in heartbreaking fashion to Simon Nichols. It was a drag. It was a photo finish. It was a great finish that day, but not great for Porkins. He's making his way back up as cars hitting the outside wall off of turn 4. Oh, and speaking of the wall, Trey Wright down the front. Oh, and that was close. That was very, very close. They're racing it back, I think, because these guys crossed the start-finish line. And Porkins has gone to the inside here of the 42. Oh, and Rogers slipped up the racetrack a little bit, nearly caused another accident, but they should be alright. Porkins is going to clear, and Porkins leads it at the line. Second caution very early on, and Trey Wright in the 35 started from the back of the field, involved in an accident in that number 35, and his 9's probably in strife already. Porkins is the leader. I think we might have pit stops, maybe. Because I feel like it was a long, and I think this will just be a topping off one. Some guys will, yeah, here we go. So here we go. Strategy certainly coming into play now. Gore and Rogers are going to stay out. Everyone else is going to come down. Oh, and I think that's Stapleton, I think, in the 97. Yep, so there's Stapleton. So Rogers and Gore staying out. But most of the field coming down. Jack Halleck in the 16 is staying out. But most of the field is pitting this time. So we'll see where... I think it won't be tyres. I think it'll just be... Oh, no. Porkins is going to take left sides. And so is Davenport as well. And Porkins is going to win the race off. And Julio Caesar will be second in the 25. Charlie Davenport third. Keen Rally fourth. And I think Brandon Bent will be fifth off of pit road. So, interesting strategy. 4 guys stayed out. Henry Gore, Jake Rogers, Nathan Stapleton, and Jack Halleck. Interesting strategy play. We'll see if it works out for them. They are the leaders. Now let's take a look what happened to Trey Wright to trigger the second caution of the night. So here's what happened. We're seeing cars bouncing off the wall, and this time it didn't work out well for anyone. Tristan Allen hits the wall. Trey Wright goes down a little bit to try and not run to the back of the 14, and in the process comes down into Ryan Benjamin. And he gets spun, and he'll back it in very hard. Look at the air. Off the ground with that number 35, and his night is effectively, I would say, pretty much over. That's a fair bit of rear end damage, a bit of left side damage as well. And you see Jamie Rose barely squeaking by in that number 40. Thankfully for her, she was able to get through it. Here's Dominic Anthony. He took 4 tyres in the last round of pit stops. And luckily this had nothing to do with him. Tristan Allen's on board. That's a big hit. Very big hit off that you see again. And it's down. Christian Vargas also got a piece of that. Look at the hit on the rear of that number 35. And thankfully did not get hit by a Rose. But tough break for Trey Wright. Started from the back and now a lot of damage on the back. Let's take you back to the second restart. Coming back to the green this time, Henry Gore is the race leader. Jake Rogers second, Nathan Stapleton third, Jack Halleck in fourth. And those 4 guys, they stayed out under that last caution. They did not take fuel and tyres and anything like that. Everyone took tyres that came down pit road. Some of them took left side tyres. Some of them took right side tyres. Jack Porkins is in 5th. And we still have all 42 cars on the racetrack, which is good news. It'll be interesting to see, in terms of... Oh, we got a car on the apron, I think. Is that Bright? Yeah, that is. That's Eli Bright, a chase driver. The number 95. Not sure what the issue is there. I saw a hole in the group there. I didn't know if that was what the reason for that was, but Bright on the apron in the 95. Not sure what that's all about. Maybe a flat tire. I mean, I'm not really sure, so we'll have to see. But he's coming down pit road, and that's a tough break for the 95. That's going to set him back quite a bit. You don't need a run like this early on if you want to try and win a championship. But Henry Gore's the race leader. Let's take you back. Well, we'll get back to racing. The 98 not wasting very much time. It's like what we saw with Davenport on the last restart. He's going to go to the inside here, and he's going to take the race lead away from the 72 of Henry Gore. And he should be able to clear, and he does. Stapleton trying to get to the inside. Did not get a good enough run through the turns to do that. Halleck in the outside wall. As you see, he's going to actually hold up a lot of the guys behind them, of course. 16, certainly not the quickest car in the world, but particularly when it's on all the tires. Stapleton being shuffled 3 wide on that outside lane. Gore in the middle yet again. Porkins on the inside. He's going to go to the inside of the 25 of Caesar. They're going to be side by side here. This is for the second position. Stapleton in the wall, Halleck in the wall, multiple guys in the wall. Oh, and Stapleton came down on Noah Clifton there. That could have been ugly, but kept it all together. Rogers leading here in the 98, the pole sitter. Back out in front, but he may not be up front much longer because you got Caesar, you got Davenport, you got Porkins who are, they're closing in here, and Porkins is going for the lead. That didn't take very long at all, although Rogers on that outside lane not giving up. Side by side down the front straightaway, and it will be the Porkins 71 Nikon Toyota leading at the line as we nearly have 3 wide. Do we have 3 wide? We have 3 wide. Davenport made the move to the inside of Caesar and got Rogers in the process. So Davenport up into second. Caesar to the inside of the 98 here for the 3rd position. It's got to try and make it all happen. Oh, a little bit of contact back in there. Gore in the outside wall on the 72, and I think there was a little bit more contact back in there. I think with Rally and Gore, they kept it all together for the moment, which is good to see. As you see now, Clifton's made his way up in the 6th. He's up in the 4th position. Good run for him so far. Porkins still leading. He's pulled out a bit of a gap now to the 42s. Under pressure, we've got a crash! Got a crash, and it's Addison Steinbach. For the 2nd time tonight's been involved in something. Spun on the back straight away, and the caution's out. 3rd yellow of the night, and Porkins wins the race back to the line with... Oh, and another crash! Cody Smart's in the wall again, and that's Halleck in the 16. Oh, and a big crash! Nottingham Scott in the 78 has arca braked straight into the 2 of Cody Smart and Halleck, who restarted 4th, now with damage on the 16. So 2 separate accidents, and the caution is out. And here we go, strategy again. Caesar is coming down. Rogers, Stapleton. I think I saw Gore coming down. So, you know, that'll be interesting to see. But, there's the 25. He's coming up here right. He'll be the first down. There's Rogers, Stapleton. There's Gore. And there are actually quite a few. So more of the guys that are towards the lower part of the field coming down. I see Alexander Rowe and Benny Watson. They fell back. Well, Rowe took 4 tires and Watson fell back hard on one of those restarts. And we'll see who wins the race off in terms of... Well, we won't actually. Apparently not. A lot of guys... There's actually not as many... as many guys as I thought. The more guys came down than I originally thought. Here we go. Thank you, director. And it looks like it'll be the 25. So he's going to win the race off pit road. Rogers 2nd. Lawrence Marker, Ryan Benjamin. There's Nathan Stapleton. The top 5 coming off of pit road. But under the leader, Jack Porkins in the number 71. He continues to lead. Let's take a look what triggered the 3rd caution of the night. Well, here's what happened to trigger the caution. It's 4 wide again, except Trey Wright kind of gets out of there. But it was 4 wide, causing the squeeze. Breyer, Steinbach, and look at the 78. Look at that. Wow. Nottingham Scott going for a ride on the back straightaway along the wall. Maybe got the catch fence a bit. And Addison Steinbach facing the wrong direction as a result. That's a tough break for Steinbach. 2nd accident of the night. 2nd accident of the night for Breyer. You can see Rose getting through there in the 40. And it's been a rough night for the 53 in particular. And you see, actually, Sakoma Yassi's gone to the inside. Scott's kind of slow. And look at that. Look at that. Just rode the wall for a little bit there. But able to keep it straight for the time being. And then we go to the other one. Here's the other accident. Jack Halleck in the 16. He fell a long way back. And Tristan Allen, last year's winner of this race, gets into the left rear. Turns him down. And Cody Smart, innocent bystander. They had nothing to do with it. He was caught up in the wrong place at the wrong time. Halleck spinning through the grass and into the wall hard with the rear. Went Cody Smart. You see, look at Sakoma Yassi barely get clipped. He kept it together. Halleck into the wall with the left side, and then we wait, and because it'll be arca brake time. Right there. That is a massive hit. All 4 wheels off the ground of the Cody Smart car. And Nottingham Scott just went right into that really fast. And ends his night. 2 accidents within a lap for Nottingham Scott. And his car is completely total. Not what he needed, really, in the grand scheme of things. That 78 needs to keep getting decent results to round out this season. And certainly not helping its cause right there. Here's Tristan Allen's on board. Keeps the boot in it as well. Actually, he was pretty lucky not to get run into by Trey Wright. Look at that. That was a big hit. Very big hit. Here's another look. I mean, Cody Smart did nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong. And how Yassi didn't get more damage from that, I do not know. But that's a big hit. And Scott just drove into him. Just ran into him. extremely hard, extremely fast, and a lot of damage. And on that 70 and the 2, and both their knights are officially done. That's a tough break for them. Look at the damage on that 2 car. That's the second accident of the night for him as well. Tough break for them. But anyways, pit strategy. Under that last caution, some guys came down. Lots of guys came down. Lots of guys stayed out. Jack Pawkins is the race leader. Let's take you back to the restart. Coming back to the green this time. Jack Pawkins, the race leader. Charlie Davenport is in second. Noah Clifton is in third. Colin Denton and Carter Friesen running out the top 5. So, got a couple guys now out of the race. Not a good Scott. Cody Smart, obviously, from that big crash on the front straightaway. But Eli Bright, turns out it was a header issue on the number 95. His day is done. So, Eli Bright will leave Chicagoland as the lowest finishing driver, not just chase driver, but lowest finishing driver in the race. So that is a really tough break for Bright in his first ever race as a chase driver. I've been around since season 2, and he gets into the chase, and then that happens. So it's a tough break for him. We'll see how he recovers. Of course, next race is Talladega. Anything can happen. But anyways, we've still got a race going on here. Pawkins is the leader, coming back to the green. And green flag's back out. We're racing once again here at Chicagoland. To the inside, Davenport is going to get put into the middle here because here comes the 6 of Clifton to the inside. And they're going to be 3 wide for the lead as Davenport washes up the track just a bit. And Clift is going to clear as Pawkins bounces off the wall and the number 6 to the front. And Pawkins falling back on that outside lane. How about Denton here in the 21 to the inside here for second. Looking to try and make a statement the back end of the year considering he missed the chase via tiebreaker. You're looking to, well, just to say, you know what, I deserve to be in the chase, even though I'm not. Here goes the 48 to the inside of Dawson Miller. And they're going to be side by side here for second. Oh, be careful. That could have been ugly, but they kept it all together. Miller up into second. Pawkins back to the inside here. 3 wide for third. To the inside of Davenport and Denton. He's going to wash up the racetrack. It won't happen. I tell you what, the 42 is pretty quick. How about Friesen? 46, we haven't seen a lot of him. We've seen a lot of him recently, but haven't seen a lot of him tonight. He's up at the front. But now Miller trying to hunt down this number 6, of course. Miller, fresh off that win at Indianapolis. Looking to start the chase with another win. But Clifton, of course, as well. He's looking for his second win of the year. Second career win, of course. Off that win at Charlotte. Didn't have the best race in Indianapolis. Didn't see a huge amount of him. But he's up here for the lead. He's got a lot of pressure from Miller. As Denton now to the inside of Davenport. Side by side. And it looks like the 21 will get to the 3rd position. And of course, looking to just end the year on a high note, looking for his first career win. Pawkins to the inside of Davenport. Here for 4th position. Friesen. How about the 3 of Nichols back in there? Pawkins is going to clear this 42. Although he might be under a little bit of pressure because Friesen in the 46 might be trying to go to the inside. Won't happen. There is Nichols in the 3. Season 3 winner of this race. He's trying to go to the inside of Friesen, but it won't happen. Oh, it might. He's gone to the inside here, so we may have a battle for the lead. Because Miller has closed in here on the 6. And to the inside. And side by side here for the lead. Future teammates of Nicotech. They're going to be side by side. And it looks like the 48 may get past Clifton here. Off into turns 3 and 4. And the number 48 of Dawson Miller is going to take the lead. Clifton barely scrapes the wall. There's another car hit the wall very hard. Pawkins is up into 3rd. Oh, crash! Crash on the front straightaway. It's Watson and Guo. And Watson goes upside down. Tumbling down the front straightaway. Benny Watson in the 96. Still tumbling, still tumbling, still tumbling. And now comes to a rest on all 4s. Jamie Rose is involved in the number 40. Henry Guo in the 72 was spun, I think. Brandon Nelson. Zakoma Yassi. There's Nelson's car. It's destroyed. And a big crash for the 4th caution of the night. It's been a Bit of a caution fest here early on. Well, not just early on, but a caution fest throughout this race. Henry Gore, Benny Watson. I think that's Rose. Yep, Rose. That's the end of her night. And Watson in the 96, who led some laps early on, got shuffled back and involved in a big time crash. And that's a really bad night for NS Racing. Eli Bright already out of it, and now Watson. So the two chase drivers for NS Racing both out of the race. Very, way earlier than what they would have wanted. Here we go, we've got more pit stops. And everybody's coming down. And now this will be interesting. I think these guys will be able to make it from here at this point. Might not, but they might be able to. This will be interesting to see. And I think most of these guys will take 4. There will be some that I don't think they will because they took I think they took 2 in the last. I could be wrong though. Everyone might take 4 tires. Could be completely wrong there. Miller is done. Friesen's done. Clifton is done. Nichols is done. Looks like Dawson Miller's going to win the race off of Pier Road, and Rogers in the 98 is going to get second. So Rogers second. I think it was Friesen, then Clifton, then Nichols. The top 5 off Pit Road. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's how it's currently looking. But anyways, the number 48 of Dawson Miller, he is the race leader. Let's take a look what happened. Big crash on the front straightaway, triggered the 4th caution of the Camping World 400. Here we go. This is what happened to trigger the 4th caution of the night. Nathan Stapleton washes up the track and gets into the left rear of Henry Gore and turns the 72 around, and Stapleton gets back up on the racetrack and thankfully doesn't get hit, but this is where it gets ugly. Brandon Nelson, the AC Delco number 50, right into Gore, and then Watson, Andrews, and Yassi. And you see Yassi runs into Watson, gets a bit of air, hits the wall, gets some more air, and then will flip over the top of Brandon Nelson's number 50 down the front straightaway, tumbling, and doesn't stop for a while. And continuing to tumble, and then you look back in here, Jamie Rose, bang, right into John Andrews, and lifts John Andrews all 4 wheels off the ground, driver's side. Big time hit as the 96 continuing to tumble. I couldn't count how many rolls that was. But a massive crash for Watson, for Gore, for Rose, and everyone else involved as well. Really rough way to end their night. Hold on, this may get ugly. Well, that's certainly the most amount of rolls in a race we've seen this year. Here's Henry Gore. He got hit so many times in that one. Oh, and then you could hear how hard of a hit Rose on John Andrews that was. Big time crash. And here we go with Jamie Rose. You can see the wreck already happening. And can't get it slowed down in time. And that's what was always going to happen there for the number 40. Her night is definitely done. That car is totaled. A tough break for all those guys involved, but particularly the 3 chase drivers. They did not need it. But unfortunately for them, they have been caught up in it. Dawson Miller in the number 48 is the race leader. Let's take you back to the green. Coming back to the green this time, and apparently I was wrong, because Jake Rogers has been classified as the leader of this race by timing. So he took 2 tires on that round of pit stops, and got out ahead of everyone else. So he is the leader. If you take a look on pit road, I wanted to bring this to attention because Brandon Bent's been stuck on pit road for a while now. And you see he's just getting some more tires here. Something's happened to the 27. He is a lap down. And I'm not sure what the issue is, but try and figure that out for you. But he's a lap down, so he's out of this one for the time being, unless he can unlap himself. Well, he's out of contention for this one. That's a tough break for him. But anyways, Rogers is the leader, Miller is second, Clifton, his teammate Friesen, and Simon Nichols. So 4 chase drivers in the top 5, Carter Friesen being the only exception to that. Well, Liz back to the green. 4th restart of the night, green flag. We are racing once again here at Chicagoland. Clifton already up into second and going for the lead to the inside of the 98 of Rogers. And they're going to be side by side off into turn 3. The inside lane's actually works better than I kind of expected it to, but he has gone to the lead. Oh, and that could have been close, nearly a bit of contact, but they kept it all together. Clifton leads it at the line in the number 6, and here comes his teammate Carter Friesen, who finished second, of course, at Indianapolis. Not Indianapolis, Michigan, I should say. Had a great run there. He's had a good couple of races in the recent past. He's now going for the lead. He's got some help from Nichols behind. He's going to slide up the racetrack just a bit. Here goes the 3 to the inside of Nichols. As some cars hit the outside wall. Arthur Xavier hit it pretty hard. Friesen at the line, but Nichols, his final season, of course. He's going to go to the front of the field. He's going to clear Friesen down this back straightaway on lap 42. As you see Kelly Lee making a way up. How about this guy, Derek Hamill, in the number 19. Currently running in a very, very good position. Very much needed run for him as Clifton bounces off the wall just a bit. Lee to the inside of Porkins. Another one of those drivers who barely missed the chase. Looking to prove something here at the back end of the year. Miller to the inside of Friesen here for second. And this race is, I mean, so many guys. I mean, so many guys have just been shuffled around in this race. From where they started. It's just unbelievable, all things you're considering. Last year's races, Miller and Friesen actually nearly made contact as Miller slid up the racetrack. Friesen hits the outside wall, and Nichols is pulling away here in the number 3. He's got a bit of fresh air, and he loves that bit of fresh air right now. So here goes the 76 to the inside of Friesen. Kelly Lee, of course. As I was saying before, one of those drivers who's looking to just prove something at the back end of the year. How about Hamill's up in the 5th position right now? Maybe not for long. Davenport to the inside in the 42. But how about Hamill? This is a fantastic run for him. As now, the 42 of Davenport to the inside of Hamill. Lee has cleared up into second, and here we go. Well, Lee's up into third, I should say, as Miller has closed in to Nichols. And is probably going to try and make a move in the not too distant future, because that 48 looks pretty quick in race trim. Oh, he's there. Oh, maybe a little bit of contact, but they kept it all together. They're 3 wide behind them. As in the wall hard goes multiple drivers. Nichols leads it at the line. Can he hold it off into turns 1 and 2? They're going to be side by side. And I think the 48 will clear, and yes, he does. So Dawson Miller to the front of the field. I think, yeah, Addison Steinbach in the 53 is a lap down. Not a lap down. I don't know if he's a lap down yet, but he is gonna be caught here in a minute as long as they keep themselves green. So Miller leading, Nichols, then Lee, Clifton, they're the ones that are broken away. Then Porkins, he's up in 5th. Alexander Rowe, haven't seen a lot of him, he's in 6th. A good run for him, all things considered. He did fall back earlier. Readiness Sip, very good run for him, he's in 7th. In the Team Velocity entry. There's Lee now to the inside. Or trying to get to the inside of Nichols, I should say. And she will get to the inside of Simon Nichols here for this second position. There's another car in the wall back in there to keep it straight. As Lee trying to get past this number 3 of Nichols. They're going to catch Addison Steinbach. Steinbach, of course, is Kelly Lee's teammate. That's not going to help Kelly Lee out too much as he's going to let Miller go. Although Steinbach's not really going to help Nichols out terribly much, although Nichols will get to the inside, but he falls back to 4th behind Clifton in the 6th. And now Kelly Lee trying to close in here and potentially try and take the lead away from the 48 of Dawson Miller. We've got 19 laps to go. Still so much time left in this race. It's been 4 cautions. It's been pretty hectic in terms of cautions, but this is the longest green flag run of the night, I would think. As now Clifton to the inside here of the 76. You've got to consider as well, these guys might not make it on fuel. And that may come into play. So it'll be interesting, because everyone came down at the same time. They came down at lap 34, I think, or something like that. But they came down about the same time. So do consider that, as Clifton now clears to second. Pawkins has closed in. He's trying to get to the back of Nichols. But at the moment, it is Dawson Miller leading this race over Clifton. And he's looking to go back-to-back. I don't think he's ever done that in his career. I don't think he's ever won back-to-back races, Dawson Miller. But this would be a first if he can pull it off here tonight. Still got a long way to go. He's still got plenty of guys back in here. Alexander Rowe, he's in 6th. He's looking for 5th win of the year. A sip to the inside of Colin Denton. Good run for a sip tonight. That 88 car. He's trying to clear the 21. He'll be able to do so. Mitchell Collins. Haven't talked about Mitchell Collins, but he won't be there at NS Racing next year. But he's up in the 9th position in the 99 and looking to the inside of Colin Denton. So good battle here for position. It looks like the 99 will get past. So good run for Mitchell Collins. Caesar starting to recover as he fell back a bit under pit stops. Trying to get back past this 21 here for the 10th position. So here we go. We've got a battle on for second. Kelly Lee has got around Noah Clifton. So Lee back around that back around the 6. And now the 6 may get back to the inside. These guys battling very hard for second. And that may allow the number 48 to pull away. And side by side here for second. They're going to go 3 wide to the inside. Simon Nichols trying to make something happen. Although, as you can see there, that's what I've been trying to say all night. The middle lane's probably the way to go most of the time, compared to the inside and the outside. Clifton to second, as Lee now under a lot of pressure here from the 3 of Nichols. And Pawkins and Alexander Rowe's going to come up into all this as well. There is a Komayasi in the 20. He was involved in a couple accidents. He is the teammate to Noah Clifton. So be interesting to see how that goes. I mean, we saw what happened with Steinbach earlier, so he may not come into play, but they are catching up to him. Pawkins and Rowe, 2 Gifford Technology racing cars, trying to push each other there for a moment, and now they're trying to push each other once again to get around the 7. Oh! Steinbach's in the wall in the front straightaway! Another caution. Oh, big crash with Jack Halleck, and someone else has got into it as well. It's Henry Gore. 72, the 16, and the 53, and that will end an eventful night for Henry Gore. Caution flag is out. And once again, a chase driver is in it. Halleck, Steinbach, both non-chasers, but Henry Gore is involved in the last caution, is involved in this one. That's a tough break for the number 72, and I don't think these guys will pit. So we'll take a look at what happened to trigger the 5th caution of the night. Well, here's what happened. Brandon Bent, frustrated with the state of affairs. It's happened to the number 27. Trying to just finish out the race the best way possible. And Steinbach is slow, of course. He is a lap down. He just kind of came down the racetrack, and once again another car sent up into that outside wall. We saw with Cody Smart, although he was turned from the other direction, and Trey Wright in the 35, and then here comes Jack Halleck in the 16, and he cannot go low enough to get by. Look at the air the 53 got, and look at how close Tanya Breyer got to getting in it. Henry Gore not so fortunate in the 72, head-on impact with the 53, and puts an end to all 3 of those drivers' nights. A tough break for all of them, particularly for Henry Gore, who was leading this race and started from 6th. It's not been the night to remember for him. Not the way he wanted to start his championship hopes, and he's had a long wait between wins. It's one of the longest in the league, and that drought will continue for the number 72, and that is a tough break for him. And here's an onboard from his perspective. Just can't do too much about it. I mean, he's been told to go high but Halleck runs straight into the 53 and sends him up the racetrack. And you see, this is real time. It just comes down on him, really, and they just kind of locked wheels, and that's basically why they end up being... Look at that. That's a... Man, that's a couple of serious hits for all those guys. And Steinbach, he's been involved in 3 accidents now tonight, but certainly the biggest loser is Henry Gore. All things considered, chase-wise, and it's a rough way to end the night for the number 72. But anyways, 5th caution of the night. Let's take you back to the restart. Here we go, coming back to the green this time. Dawson Miller is the race lead. So Kobayashi in the 20. He is a lap down. So we'll see who comes into play here on this restart. Noah Clifton is second, Simon Nichols, Jack Porkins, and Alexander Rowe. So 5 chase drivers in the top 5. Henry Gore, Addison Steinbach, and Jack Halleck all out of the race because of that wreck. And now it'll be interesting to see. 5th restart of the day, and we'll be restarting only a handful of laps to go in this race. And for the chase drivers, you want to get the best result possible, so don't be surprised to see some desperate moves from some guys that may be a bit further back than what they would have hoped. Pace car's on pit road, and of course Yassi is a teammate to Clifton, so we'll see how he goes on the restart. We'll see how that goes. And a green flag back underway here at Chicagoland. Yassi does the right thing. He lets Clifton go. He's going to let them all go. Kelly Lee is not going to be let go. She's going to be held up on that outside lane. And Clifton is there to the inside of the number 48 here for the race lead. Is he going to hang? Yes, he will. He's to the inside here into turns 3 and 4. They're 3 wide behind them. Side by side. Clifton looking to clear the 48. And at the line, Clifton gets the number 48, but he's not quite clear of him. Miller trying to fight back on that outside lane. Can he hang in there? Can he hang in there? He will not. Clifton's going to clear down the back straight away. And off into turn 3. Miller is still well and truly in the game. We got coming to this one. We got 6 laps to go. Miller is trying to set him up here and get a run down this front straightaway and try and make a move here to try and take that lead back. And there he goes, inside of Clifton for the lead once again. Dawson Miller in the 48. He might get some help here from Porkins. Down this back straightaway, Porkins is going to stick behind the 48. It's going to push him to the front of the field. So Miller the leader, Porkins in second. He's had a very long wait between wins. The last win for him was race 6, Texas last year. Nichols to third. His wait is race 4 last year at Auto Club. It's been a very long wait for those 2 drivers between victories, and right now they are 2 and 3, and Nichols is trying to make the 3 become a 2 to the inside for the 2nd position. Side by side into turns 3 and 4, and Nichols is going to clear the 71. So Nichols up into the 2nd position, and Clifton's going to follow through up into the 3rd position with 5 laps to go. 4 laps to go, apologies. Alexander Rowe in the 51. He's into the top 5. He's going to go to the inside of Porkins. And they're going to be side by side down the back straightaway. Can Rowe win this race? I mean, we haven't seen him all night, but who knows? It's not impossible. Be interesting to see. Colin Denton on the inside here of the 71. The 71 falling back on that outside lane. Not in a very good position at all. Does Nichols have anything for Miller? Miller's pulled out a bit of a gap. Does he have anything for his teammate? Oh, that's not going to help sign up the racetrack. It's just going to allow Miller to run away with it just a little bit more. Dawson Miller in the 48. Looking for back-to-back wins and his 3rd win of the year. Nichols and Clifton battling for 2nd and 3rd. Clifton is pretty close to the back of the 3. He might make a move to the inside. There he goes. Inside here for the 2nd position. Can he get it to stick on the bottom? It will not. And Nichols will hold on to 2nd for the time being. But they're too far away from the 48 of Dawson Miller, the winner at Indianapolis, the winner at Pocono. Looking for his 3rd win of the year. And if he does win this race, I would think he would become the points leader. White flags in the air. This is the last lap. And he's going to start the chase in the best way possible. With a win. He finished the regular season with the win at Indianapolis. He's going to start the chase with a win here at Chicagoland for his 11th career win. He would tie Tristan Allen and Cyrus McGee as the winningest drivers in the series. And he's going to do it. Off of turn 4, Dawson Miller, back-to-back wins. He goes to victory lane at Chicagoland for his 11th career win and his 3rd of the year. How about the 48 of Dawson Miller? He gets the job done for Nicotech Racing, 3M Chevrolet. He leaves Chicagoland as the points leader. With a fantastic result for him. 1-2 for Nicotech. Their first of the year. Simon Eccles second. Clifton, Rowe, and Colin Denson with a nice top 5 finish in the 21. Was the highest non-chaser in the field. The 4 chasers in the first 4 positions. Great way to start the chase for them, but Dawson Miller, who started from 22nd on the grid. Simon Nichols started 23rd as someone blew up at the back there right at the end. Clifton started 18th. They all made their way up to the front by the end of it. Well done to them. Here are the final results. Julio Caesar ended up in 6th. Good run for him. Renan Nassib was the second highest rookie in 7th. Kelly Lee. Jack Borkins fell back to 9th. And Mitchell Collins, that is his first career top 10 in the number 99 as you look over to the next page. Jake Rogers, didn't work out for him the strategy wise. Richard Fridge, we didn't see Richard Fridge very much tonight. Dominic Anthony never really recovered from the early pit stop. He finished up in 13th, but a nice recovery job all things considered. Tristan Allen, we did not see Tristan Allen basically up front all night, or Kean Rally for that matter. They really struggled, finishing 22nd and 26th. Not a good run for Allen. He loses the points lead for the first time since race 4, I think. Very long way. And then Brandon Bent, he finished a lap down, and then Gore, Rose, and Watson out of the race, involved in that big crash, and Eli Bright at the very back of the field with the header failure, causing him to finish in the last position. Not a good start for him, but here are the points. And it is Dawson Miller who leads the points from Alexander Rowe, Jake Rogers, Julio Caesar, and Jack Porkins. And Tristan Allen falls from 1st to 6th within a race because of how poorly he ran tonight. That's a tough break for him. And then a lot of these guys back here, Rally, Bent, Watson, Gore, Bright, and Rose, they have some serious catching up to do. Way, way, way back, and that is a very, very tough break for them. Not a good runs and may cost them in the grand scheme of things. You look over the next page, these guys just looking for the best finish possible to round out the year, looking for the best runs possible to round out the year. Go back to these guys here. A lot of these guys looking to just make races at this point. And at the very back of the field, seeing all these guys just looking to make races at the back end of the season. Thank you so much for watching the Camping World 400 here at Chicagoland. Congratulations to Dawson Miller. We'll see you next time at the Talladega Super Speedway. See you then.